Welcome to a little bit of a day in the life. I wanted to share what my routine looks like, kind of newly postpartum, as well as just jumping back into work. It's 7:20 in the morning. Everyone just left the house. Jim's gonna be at work all day. The boys are gonna be at daycare / school, we call it. I am obviously still in a robe. I'm gonna get ready to head down to the basement and go for a quick 30-minute walk, jog situation. And then I think we will come back upstairs and get ready, and I'll kind of chat about the day and what's going on. So it's about 8:15. I just ran through the shower and hair is still wet. I need to put on a little bit of makeup. I just got dressed really quickly and I actually need to pump a little bit. So once we're done chatting, I will probably do that. I grabbed a coffee on my way upstairs, so I'm gonna drink that while we get ready. And one of the things I wanted to chat about was just kind of this transition of going back to work from maternity leave and I don't know, the mental switch that's involved with that. If you follow me on my other channel, Sophisticated Motherhood, I've been chatting a lot about this. And, I've been really lucky that I haven't dealt with any diagnosed postpartum depression or anything like that. But I think my struggle comes in when I transition back to work. I really enjoyed maternity leave and had a great time, but the struggle really hits when I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, but also really missing, being with my baby. And I was trying to figure out what I can do to make myself feel better. And I've tried exercising and, doing all these self-care type things. But what I've started doing is I really wanted to talk to a therapist about it. And as you know, I'm so busy. I work from home. I don't have a lot of time to, first of all, find a therapist and go out and have these meetings in the middle of the day or even later, because I don't want to dump both kids on Jim. Of course, if that's what I had to do, he would be supportive of that. But I was looking for a solution that kind of fit my lifestyle a little bit better. And I want to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video, because BetterHelp is the solution that I found. They match you with a licensed therapist, typically usually it's about 48 hours that you get matched with a therapist after you fill out this questionnaire with all of your goals and what you're looking for. And I signed up for it, filled everything out, and a lot of what I filled out still said I'm not really sure what I'm looking for in therapy, because I feel like I can't quite put my finger on it. I kind of feel a little overwhelmed, and I know it's because of this transition I'm going through, and I've been a little bit intimidated to start therapy also, to be completely honest with you. So one thing that I've done with BetterHelp that I really like about it is that they have group therapy sessions that you can sign up for, and they also have classes where they have different therapists that are speaking, and they have them on all of these different topics. They're sorted and organized, which I greatly appreciate, and I can find one that fits into my schedule. So I started by doing a couple of classes that were directed towards parents, and especially parents of young kids and the postpartum transition. They had classes on those. I also joined a group therapy session, but today I actually have my first, where's my blush? There we go. I have my first solo therapy session, and I am gonna do a video chat. You have different options. You can also do just a phone call, or you can chat with them through the BetterHelp system if you're like me and feeling a little bit intimidated by it and want to start off that way. But the therapist that I've been connected with has been so nice, and I'm actually really excited to meet with her. So I, again, need to finish getting ready here. And then I am gonna have one work meeting and then I will have my therapy session after that. And if you are interested in signing up for BetterHelp, I will have a link in the description box below with my little discount for you, and you can sign up that way. I think it's like the greatest thing ever to be able to take care of your mental health from home and work it into your schedule, because like I said, that is exactly what I need. But I'm just doing like a really light makeup look here, as I'm sure you can tell. Putting on a tiny bit of eyeshadow. Totally forgot this like little under eye stick, which I usually really like. I'm sure it's because we're chatting and getting ready here. But what else? Let's do a little brow and eyeliner and mascara, and I think we will call it a day. Oh, the other thing that I did when I first woke up, when the kids were still here, is I threw in a load of laundry. I had like a little bit of breakfast. I had some overnight oats, but I think usually after exercising, I get really hungry. So I think I'm gonna have like a second breakfast. Let's see. I like this little like spray. So I think I'm gonna have a second breakfast and prep for my first meeting. I also need to quickly make the bed, and then I think while I prep, I'm gonna let my hair like air dry, and then I'm gonna style it right before the first meeting, because I have that luxury. Nobody's gonna see me for a little bit, so I don't have to be like fully ready right now. I can pop back upstairs and do my hair in just a little bit. About 5 minutes before my first meeting, I caught up on my work emails. I have been going through my weekly planner with all the things that I want to get done today, kind of keeping an eye on the rest of the week, whether it's personal or work-wise, just like keeping an eye on what I'm planning on making for dinner tonight, making sure if there's any meat that I need to thaw out, I'm thawing that out if I need to do that this morning. I'm actually gonna make a pasta dish with salmon, and the salmon's frozen, so I'll pull that out a little bit closer to dinner because it doesn't take that long to thaw salmon out. I did pump right after we chatted last, like as I was finishing getting ready and doing my hair and stuff, and I'm actually gonna need to pump partway through this meeting, because then I'll have that BetterHelp therapy session like back to back after my work meeting. So like I have my pump here, and my company does a lot of stuff on camera. It's very casual, as you can tell. But I am probably just gonna like turn off my camera for a second and then throw the pumps on and pump for that very last portion of this meeting. And that's one of the things that's really difficult about returning to work when you are newly postpartum, even not newly postpartum. I breastfed Owen for a full year, so it was something I was dealing with, and I don't know if I'm like struggling with milk supply, but I'm really working on keeping it up. So I'm kind of trying to pump right now every 2 hours or so. And that means that there's a lot of logistics when I have different meetings. So luckily this is a all legal meeting. It's just a bi-weekly catch up on what's going on. And it's usually the leaders of the legal team, of which I am not, our general counsel, which is the highest person within a company in the legal department. She'll be doing a lot of the presenting. There might be some catch up and icebreakers and stuff probably at the beginning, but I doubt I'll have to talk the second half, which is why I think I'll be able to pump and try and fit that in. Honestly, if not, I can probably pump during the therapy session too, because I am just gonna like have the video screen be like here and up, which is not a big deal. And I know I'm so lucky that I work from home, because I don't know how I would do this if I was in an office. I know women do it, but it is definitely a struggle logistically having to pump in public. Especially, I like using one of these pumps that kind of like sticks out of my shirt, so that is more difficult in public and in an office setting. But like I said, I have just a few more minutes before I'm going to join this call, and then I will try and check in really quickly before I pop on to my therapy session. Okay, it is like 10:55. I have 5 minutes here before I'm popping on that therapy session. I am just took the pump off. I kind of leave everything over here in our laundry room. It's like Milk HQ, so I'm up and down the stairs a lot. But honestly, it's a really convenient place to keep it because it's out of the way of everything else. I love having this mini fridge here. So I literally just combine all my milk. I don't really care what temperature it is. I don't know if you are a breastfeeding mom or if you've breastfed before. There's like different opinions on this, but I just dump the milk in there and then I put the pump parts into mini fridge until I'm gonna pump next time. And honestly, I think I didn't have that much milk. And then I either stick them in these little bags or I just like slap a label on this. My daycare has labels for how much milk it is, when it was pumped, when they received it, all of that stuff. So I'll stick a label on there if I need to. And then I'm just gonna leave this here and we're gonna run downstairs and we're gonna pop on that meeting. But it is, let's see, 11:55. So I am going to have some lunch. I made these chicken breasts that are like Reuben sandwiches. So they're stuffed with corned beef and sauerkraut and Swiss cheese and have like caraway seeds on the outside. So I'm gonna heat this up and I'm gonna sit down at my desk and have lunch quickly. And then I think I'm actually gonna take a break and fold some laundry. I'm just like constantly feel like I'm doing so many things at once, but that is one of the nice benefits of working from home is the fact that like I can quickly toss in a load of laundry or like do the dishes. I also have not emptied the dishwasher from this morning. I run the dishwasher every night, but have not had a chance to do that. So I'm gonna try and do that as well after I finish up eating. Okay, I've been heads down for a while just working at my computer. So if you were wondering what I actually do on a day-to-day basis, like what I'm doing at my computer, I work for a company in their legal department. It is healthcare related, and most of what I do is, I guess you could call it corporate law, and I do a lot of contract review and contract negotiation. So one thing that I'm doing is we are doing a large audit of one of our current partners and contracts, and all of the different representatives from different departments within our legal group are going through and adding in this chart all of the requirements we have if certain things happen. So I am doing a deep dive of this contract, pulling different provisions, summarizing them, and really working to fill this chart out. And another thing that I'm working on today is we have an amendment to one of our agreements. We're like adding additional products. So I am drafting up an amendment from a blank slate here, just a blank Word document, and I am adding everything we need to add in there. And then just kind of keeping up with anything else that comes through my inbox. But those two are things that I've been working on right now. And I'm actually making pretty good progress on both and got in a really good groove. Just wanted to check in, and I'm gonna get back to it. Okay, it is 2 o'clock. I have this like whole procedure down for my afternoon matcha. I like to make some sort of a little special drink for myself in the afternoon to get me through the last couple of hours. But I add in oat milk. This is the oat milk from Thrive Market. It's honestly not my favorite. I really like the Elmhurst oat milk that I also do get from Thrive Market. But the ingredients are really clean with it. Then I add in my matcha powder. I have some almond flavoring, or I used to do almond extract and a little bit of honey. Like either way is delicious. And then I will do a little bit of warm water from the Keurig, just I think it's like 4 ounces, and we'll froth this up and add it together. So I'm gonna get that stuff started one sec. So the last meeting I just had was with my boss, and funny enough, the day that I was going out on maternity leave, I had a meeting with my boss and was just kind of like transferring things, trying to make sure we had a good transition plan in place. And she was like, FYI, I am going to be leaving the company, so when you return, I will not be here, which was nice of her to tell me, but just kind of a crazy set of circumstances that actually when I joined the company and I interviewed her, once I accepted the job, or actually right before I accepted the job, she let me know that she was pregnant. So the beginning of my job started off with her being on maternity leave and then ended with her leaving when I was going on maternity leave. So just kind of weird and crazy. But they hired a replacement for her while I was gone. So I came back to a new boss. So I just had a meeting with him. I've already had a few meetings with him. And we were just going over some of the projects that I've been working on. He was asking if he could do anything to help me. But there's one document I need to get to him before the end of the day because he's heading on a flight tomorrow morning and I want to get it to him so he can look at it before he heads on the flight. So I am going to have my afternoon matcha and gonna finish that up. And like I said, it's just after 2 o'clock. So usually depending on like how Henry's doing, I can check on his daycare app and see where he is with his nap schedule and his feeding schedule. I'll probably toss in one more pump session and try and make dinner at the same time, checking with Jim, try to figure out what time he's gonna get home because that varies every day. So I like to check in with him and his work and see when he's gonna be home so I can time dinner so it's not either ice cold or like 30 minutes away from being done when everyone shows up, because Owen loves to eat. The second he walks through the door, he like runs to the door and runs to the table, and if there's no food there, he's like, what's going on? Which is probably my fault for starting to have food prepared on the table, so he just kind of expects it now. So we will check in and make that pasta in a little bit, but I am going to enjoy this matcha and work my butt off till I get that done, and I think we should be good with just a couple hours left of the day. I think we're on a good pace. So I have prepped a lot of this recipe in advance last night. I just did a little bit right now too. I just snapped the ends off of the asparagus, and I'm actually going to drizzle my pan with a little olive oil here, and same with the asparagus, and put salt and pepper on it. But this pasta dish I will link in the description box below if you want to make it. It's like pretty rich, but it has really good flavor. I've made it a few times before. I'm gonna do some more pepper. And I made the ingredients that go in the sauce by just putting it in one of these really large measuring cups. It's right behind me. And there's milk in there, cream, mascarpone cheese, feta cheese, what else? Butter. You can tell it's really rich. And then I am going to get the water boiling. I'm preheating the oven. You can grill the asparagus for this recipe, but I'm just trying to keep it really easy. I'm gonna stick the asparagus in first and then put the salmon in at the end. And then just kind of mix it all together. There's another part where you add in lemon juice, lemon zest, and pepper, so I have that all measured out as well. But yeah, weeknight dinner made easy just from a little bit of prep last night, because I know things get really hectic and chaotic. Like last night when I was making dinner, I was working and just like completely forgot that it was almost dinner time and wasn't really paying attention to what time it was. And luckily I had made the salad in advance. There was like a sauce that I made with that Reuben chicken. So all I had to do was cut the chicken breasts open, stuff them with a few things, pop them in the oven, and everything else was ready for me. So I try and make it really easy because obviously during the workday I need to be working, and there are these other tasks that distract me through the day, like, you know, tossing a load of laundry or whatever it might be. So I try and get some of the cooking out of the way. And honestly, if you're interested, let me know. Maybe I could do like an evening routine. Our morning routine is truly so chaotic. I was thinking about starting this video when I first woke up, but it's just like mayhem with 2 kids, and I'm like barely awake. As you saw at the beginning, I was still in a robe. It's like feed Henry, get Owen dressed, get everyone out the door. So I feel like my day doesn't really start till everyone leaves. And then when everyone gets home, which they'll get home shortly here, it's going to be chaotic again until the kids go down, and my focus is mostly just on the kids during that time. I don't really try and do anything productive, just mostly because I can't and I want to focus on my kids. The real hustle at night comes once they go to bed. So I could do another video with like an evening routine if that is of interest to you, but I'm going to get this in the oven and get that water boiling. Pasta sauce is pretty much done. I think it actually looks really good. The hesitation I had with this was last time I made it, the sauce actually broke. I think when I added in the lemon juice, but it's looking pretty good. Like last time it looked like it was curdled. It still tasted delicious, but it looked kind of strange. So I'm gonna add in the pasta that I already cooked. And I also have the asparagus. I just chopped it up. I'm gonna throw that in and mix it all up. Jim is on his way home with the boys, so I'm also going to pull out a little bit and put it on Owen's plate so it cools off a tiny bit, so he doesn't have to wait a really long time to be able to eat his pasta. But that is pretty much it for the work day. I was able to finish up a little bit early today. I was still waiting on some comments from a few of the like business people I work with on that amendment that I finished up my part of it. They've now left some comments, so I'm gonna go in and make edits probably a little bit later tonight once the kids go to bed. It's probably gonna take, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, not gonna take me long at all. And then that should be good to go. But I really appreciate you joining me today for this little work day in the life. It was really fun to take you through the journey. Again, if you wanna see an evening routine, let me know in the comments below. But until next time, I will see you all later.